Hey guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to solve our skillrack daily challenge using Python programming language. Before going to logic, if you didn't subscribe to our channel, then subscribe right now and make our work more meaningful. First, we'll understand our question. The program has to accept integer R and C as the input and integer matrix of size R cross C, and then it has to accept integer n as the input. So after getting all our inputs, now the program must fold the matrix from nth column to towards the right and print the modified matrix as the output. So first we are going to get integer r and c representing rows and columns, and then the integer matrix of size r cross c, and then the integer n, and then the program must fold the matrix from the nth column towards right and print the modified matrix. You will be clear when you see the test case. So this is our first test case. Here we have a 3 cross 5 matrix that is contains 3 rows and there are 5 columns, and our n is 4. And now since n is 4, we have to fold from the fourth column. That is, these must be folded. So these are the adjacent elements, that is 5 to 50 are the adjacent elements, but these elements are the elements that must be folded. So when we fold this 1, 2, 3, 4 towards right, the 4 will overlap over 5. That is, it will merge. So when they merge, when 1, 2, 3, 4 just overlaps over right side, then 4 and 5 will get merged. So in that case, 9 will be printed, that is 4 plus 5. And for 3, there are no merging element. So the space is free there. So just 3 will be just overlapped as it is and without any change. And similarly for 2, and then we have for 1. It's just like moving the next page of a book. So here we have 8, and it has a element that is to be overlapped, that is 2. So 8 plus 2 is 10, and for the other elements there is no overlapping elements, they will remain same as it is. So for the third row, we have the fourth column element as 40, and here the adjacent is 50, so 40 plus 50 is 90, and for the remaining elements it will remain same as it is. So this will be the output for this test case. Now we'll take our another test case. So here the n is 2, the elements are similar, and now when the n is 2, we have to consider from the second column. So here we have 2. So when we rotate or overlap this 1 and 2 over the right side, 2 will get overlapped with 3. So we'll get 2 plus 3 is 5 and 1 over 4. So 1 plus 4 is 5, and we don't have any other elements. So 5 will be printed as it is without any overlap. And then for the second row, we have 4, we have 2 and 4. So when we flip 2 and 4 towards right, 4 will be overlapped with 6, so it becomes 10, and 2 over 8 and becomes 10, and then 2 will remain as it is. And similarly, for the next row, we have 20 with 30 and 10 with 40. So it is 50, and 10 over 40, it is also 50. And then the remaining element, that is 50. So this will be the output for this test case. Now let us see how to solve this program. First we have to get our input, that is integer R and C, and then we'll get the integer matrix of size R cross C, and then we'll get the integer n, and then after getting all our inputs, now we are going to iterate over each row and we are going to fold them accordingly to our integer n. So for row from 0 to the row R, and for column it will be from for column 0 to column C. So now we have to fold the elements from the integer n. So we are just going to check whether, so consider this test case. So here we have integer n as 2. So here we can see the second and the third will just overlap over them. So in order to check that whether the elements overlap or not, we have this condition, that is if the n minus column minus 1 and n plus column, that is here n minus column minus 1 represent 2 and n plus column will represent 3. So if these elements exist, then we are going to add them, else we are going to print them as it is. So we are going to check whether if these two elements are present or not, that is n minus column minus 1 and n plus column is present means then we are going to add, else we are going to print them as it is. So it will be very clear when you get into the code. So it will be like, after this iteration we'll have the if n minus column minus 1 is greater than equal to 0, so if this element are present and n plus column is lesser than the row, so if these two elements are existing means, that is 2 and 3 are existing means they should overlap, that is we have to add 3 plus 2. So in order to mention that, we are going to print the matrix of row n minus column minus 1 plus, so this will represent 2 and this will represent 3. So here it is n plus column. So we'll add them, and in the else if part, that is elif part, here if the n minus column minus 1 is present but we don't have n plus column means we are going to just print it as it is, that is matrix of row and this is the column. And similarly for the other, that is If n plus column is only present and the previous is not present, means we are going to print this as it is, that is matrix of row n plus column as it is, and use end argument. And in the else part, we are going to just break the loop. So first we are checking whether the n minus column minus 1 and n plus column are existing or not. So if both are existing, then we are going to just add them. So if any one of them are existing, we are going to print them as it is. And if the other one is existing, we are going to print it as it is. So, and else we are going to break the loop. And finally, we'll print a new line.